your fig tree.
Oh, a fig tree, no. I'm gonna have treats for you guys next meeting.
It is 6:30 p.m. and I call to order, let me turn on my microphone first. And I call to order the Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission. We do have a quorum present, and B section is approval of the minutes of the January 6th meeting. January 6th.
Oh,
that's
wow.
how long it's been. I will consider a motion.
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Aaron,
Second.
second by Francesca. You may vote now. Motion carries 7-0. Next item of business is a public hearing, excuse me, consideration of amendment to ordinance 0428-22-ZON, known as the Castle Hills Plan Development, by amending Section 4, Crown Center Subdistrict, to modify concept plan requirements, list of permitted uses, multifamily requirements, and various site design and developmental standards. Case number 25-12-5, PZ. Hi, Jonathan.
Good evening, Commissioners. This presentation is for both items C2 and C3. Both are in regards to the Crown Center Plan Development Amendments. They are separate processes for text amendments and concept plan amendments. That's why this was broken up into two separate items. But I'll just go over this, and then we'll have to vote over each item individually. So a quick history and overview of the Crown Center Subdistrict. This area is highlighted on the map here. It's located off of Business 121 and off of Sam Rayburn as well. It was originally adopted by City Council as a variance package for this area, and then was formally adopted as a planned development, while all of Castle Hills was adopted as one of the 3 sub-areas in Castle Hills in January of 22. This is the first time they're looking at making major amendments to this area since this was adopted in the Castle Hills PD. And if recommended for approval, this will go to City Council on April 6th. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, there are 2 components of this. The first is the text amendments, which are the written standards of the development, which I'll go over each of those individually. And then they're amending 3 of the exhibits, which I will also show on here. The purpose of these amendments is this area was originally developed prior to COVID-19, and the market and development patterns have shifted drastically since COVID-19, and a big component of this was for a lot of office space, which we're seeing a lot less demand for office space now. So that's the driving factor between almost all the amendments we're going to go over tonight. It's just a changing of the market since when this was originally presented to City Council and originally developed. So I'll go over each of these individually. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to ask them. So there's quite a bit of text amendments that are being proposed to this, and it's an entire sub-area of the Castle Hills PD. The first is to add additional concept plan amendment language to the Crown Center area. So this is language that we've already adopted for the Realm sub-district, and essentially this is allowing the planning director to approve changes to the concept plan regarding the location, size of buildings, and other minor changes. The process right now would require us every time if the buildings that are being constructed don't match one for one. I think our code allows for a 5-foot difference of building pad location from the adopted concept plans. We have to bring that forward to you and ultimately to City Council to approve it before we can really move on to the next part of this, which would be going through the civil plan review process and everything. I think we've brought a variety of concept plan amendments to you in the past, and that was the big reason we changed that for the realm, was all these concept plan amendments. And this essentially is just giving the planning director a little more ability to make minor changes. Any major changes will still have to go through the process. The second amendment is just we're removing all language regarding extended stay hotels. That's primarily in our ordinance as hotels with cooktops, and they are no longer allowed in the Crown Center area. Number 3, we are changing the language for multifamily units to not count towards the cap. This area currently has a cap of 2,000 multifamily units. This cap is not being raised through any of these proposed amendments. This is just allowing that any multifamily units that are built above the 5th floor will not have to count towards this cap if approved as a special use permit. So in the current language, that language is already there, but it's for units built above the 10th floor. This is still requiring a special use permit. In the case that this would ever happen, we'll still bring this forward to you, and it's ultimately up to City Council to approve or deny that. It's just changing from the 10th floor to the 5th floor. I think it's important to note, it's important to note that the 5th floor is when there's some pretty major changes with our building code, where it goes into a high-rise building requirements, and that's why, and we'll go on that later on, with the difference between a 4th floor or 5th floor. So even with the 5th floor, it's going into an additional building code requiring high-rise development. All right. Okay, 720 multifamily units in sub-area 3. The original language allowed for 300 units in sub-area 1, 300 units in sub-area 2, but did not mention any allowed units in sub-area 3. This was written in a way where so much commercial or non-residential development had to occur before you were allowed additional multifamily units. This is just allowing 720 units in the sub-area 3 without the requirement of this commercial space. Number 5. So essentially what I was talking about with the different development requirements, this is reducing the minimum multifamily height from 4 stories to 5 stories. The 6 is adding options for primary pedestrian frontage adjacent to parking facilities. So previously we did not allow for any surface parking along a primary pedestrian frontage. This will allow some surface parking if it is separated from any walkways with a landscape buffer. And then finally, we added specific guidelines for ground floor use of multifamily if they are live-work units. This language has already been adopted in the Realm Subdistrict as well, so you have seen this before. This allows for a mixture of a commercial and residential use. It's primarily for office uses, where the office space, the commercial component, is up front, but then it has the ability for someone to live there as well, just giving them more flexibility to the changes of how people work in a post-COVID world. I know that was a lot. Did you have any questions about any of these text amendments? So the next part, and this is actually moving on to the next item, these are the changes of the concept plan. So it's gonna feel a bit like we're going to the eye doctor here. So right now on your screen is you see the current concept plan, and then we have the amended concept plan here. I'll just go over some of the major changes here by sub-area. In the first sub-area, which is along Business 121, there's additional office space and surface parking here, and that's gone to more of structured parking. That's going more to smaller building pads and surface parking. On the next sub area, which had a more dense development pattern here, that's changed to allow for a grocery store or a big box store to come up here, and you'll see the addition of additional surface parking as well. And then in the last sub-area, you'll see the most changes along the highway here, along the frontage road, which just smaller building footprints and some changes to the layout there. So those are the big changes between the concept plan. The framework plan is showing these same changes here, going between the two. With the addition is we added some critical pedestrian connections to these areas where they have more of the surface parking, just ensuring that all the folks, the additional, anybody who lives here in the multifamily will have comfortable walking paths to these new locations where there's now more surface parking. Finally, there is a new proposed cross-section for the 82-foot right-of-way. Essentially, this is just adding an amenity zone and sidewalk and utilities and an easement where in other cross-sections, those are all in the right-of-way. So this is just allowing for additional area and adding easements for pedestrian facilities. I went over a lot. Do you have any questions? I'm more than happy to answer.
Commissioners, questions? It's pretty clear. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
At this point, I will open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak, please come forward, state your name and address. We will be happy to hear from you. I do have two requests to appear. One if needed, and the other, and if you would like to come forward and speak, we'd be glad to hear from you.
My name is Marissa Brewer. I'm a planner with McAdams, and we're here for any questions if y'all have any. So.
Thank you. You have questions, people?
No questions.
Jonathan did such a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. With no one else coming forward, I will close the public hearing. Commissioners? I will take a motion.
Motion to recommend approval of text amendments as presented.
Motion by Joshua. Second by Jack. You may vote now. Motion carries 7-0.
Commissioners, this item will be considered by the City Council, who will hold a second public hearing and make a final decision on Monday, April the 6th, 2026 at 7:00 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 3, C3 on our agenda is another public hearing, consideration of an amendment to the ordinance 0428-22-ZON, known as the Castle Hills Plan Development, by amending Section 4, Crown Center Subdistrict, to modify the concept plan, framework plan, and circulation cross-sections on approximately 114.133 acre tract of land out of the Samuel H. Hayden Survey, A537, the J.E. McWhorter Survey, A1690, and the BBB and CRR Company Surveys, A180. Harrison Young Survey, A1448, with portions legally described as Crown Center Tract A, Phase 1 addition, Block A, Lots 5X, 6, 7X, and 9, and Crown Center Tract B, Phase 1 addition, Block A, Lot 2, located on the southwest corner of State Highway 121 Business and State Highway 121 Sam Rayburn Tollway, as requested by Marissa Brewer, McAdams, on behalf of the Bright Realty, the property owner. Case number 25-12-5, PZ. And Jonathan has already done the presentation on this. So at this point, I will open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward, please do. state your name and your address, and we'll be happy to hear from you. Having no one come forward, I will close the public hearing. Commissioners, remember, this is on the concept plan, and I will accept a motion.
Recommend approval of exhibit amendments as presented.
Second.
Motion by Aram, second by Rick. You may vote now. Motion carries 7-0.
Commissioners, this item will be considered by the City Council on Monday, April the 6th, 2026, where they will hold a second public hearing and make a final decision. That meeting will be at 7:00 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Any announcements?
Yes, I do have an announcement. I want to introduce to you our new planning manager, Vashil Fernandez. He comes from Texarkana. He's been with us for about 3 weeks, so we are very excited to have him a member of the planning team.
Welcome to Lewisville. We're glad you're here.
Thank you. Welcome.
And do you have any news, Richard?
Not really.
I think congratulations are in order.
I do believe
I do
congratulations
believe
are in order
congratulations
for
are in
Richard,
order
though.
for Richard.
Thank you.
Yes.
And congratulations on your appointment to the, now I've
Planning
forgotten
fellows?
exactly,
Fellows,
a planning fellow.
Yeah.
Yes. I finally get it out, remember it all. Thank you,
we're
Erin.
very proud of you.
We're very proud of you, Richard.
You weren't going to announce that?
He was going to be coy and humble about it.
Well, I'll share. I'll be inducted officially to the College of Fellows on April 26th, and so after that following meeting, I can show off the medal that I'll be receiving as part of that.
We'll be happy.
Where
That
does that
designation.
take place?
That'll take place in Detroit at the National Planning Conference.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Well, congratulations.
Detroit in April, that ought to be
It's a
fun.
big deal.
It is a big deal.
Great
It's a very
honor.
big deal.
Wow, you make our city proud.
Thank you very much.
With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion by Joshua, second by Rick. Motion carries 7-0. We are adjourned.